Everybody, welcome back to Steel City Live, only here on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, make sure you're double tapping the shit out of that screen, making sure you're sending us out to that YouTube algorithm. If you are not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. Make sure you subscribe to the show. I truly appreciate it. But thank you very, very much. Thank you to everybody that helps with the show. Thank you to all of you that watch each and every day. I truly appreciate that. What's up, Froggy Insider? What's up, Inger? What's up, DJ Miss Pittsburgh? Yeah, there's something going on. Marlon Humphrey on his podcast talked about something going on in this Steelers locker room, and he's got to have some insight, my friends. He has two former teammates that he remains close with to this day on the Pittsburgh Steelers right now. And that is Deshaun Elliott and Patrick Queen. And I am almost certain that he probably knows some things that we don't know as Steeler fans, and it's becoming rather interesting. I seen the comment that Miss P and DJ are talking about, possibility some distension in that locker room with Justin Fields and Russell Wilson, some wanting Justin, some wanting Russ. You're gonna have that in that locker room no matter what, just because of the circumstance with two quarterbacks, no doubt about it. But I believe when they went on that 5-game skid there, and just totally shit washed this season, flushed it down the toilet. What was a promising season of sheer dominance, just crushing people, just beating the shit out of people. I know the scores might not have been ran up, but they were beating people up. They were winning games. They were doing it up. They were 10-3. We can't overlook that. But I think once that losing started, once those hard teams started coming into the schedule, I think some players in that locker room probably said to themselves, you know what, man, we wanted Justin in there, and when Mike Tomlin went out there and made the comment of, that's why I get paid. That's why I get paid, a nice salary. That's why I get paid the big bucks to make these decisions. I think that rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and I think it ended up causing a lot of distension in the locker room. And you hear people all the time saying, oh, everybody wants to play for Mike. Everybody wants to play for Mike, blah, 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 blah. You hear it from the same people, though. You're not hearing it from the masses. You're hearing it from the same people that say that each and every week. So there's something going on there, guys. There's something that is not right. There's something that is off. There's something that was really causing some major, major issues inside of that Pittsburgh locker room. And maybe that's why they look so disinterested that last month and a half of the season. They look disinterested. They look like nobody wanted to be there. And is that the problem? And you hear major reports coming out, people talking about it all over the place, about this George Pickens thing now. I think there's trouble with that. I think that was causing some issues inside of the locker room also. But I told you in the summer I didn't think George Pickens was going to be a Steeler in 2025. I just don't. I don't see the Steelers paying somebody that's already causing issues. I just don't see that happening. I think the Steelers are going to revamp this room. I think what is going to happen with the Pittsburgh Steelers is this. I think they heavily pursue Justin Fields because, to be quite honest with you, as Mike Tomlin puts it, this quarterback class isn't the greatest thing since sliced bread. And where the Steelers are going to pick, it's going to be relatively difficult to go out there and make a big move. Now, that's not saying you don't get lucky and pick somebody up later in the draft, but those are luck picks. You don't know how these guys are going to pan out once you get them to the league. Some of these later round guys, you're really taking a real gamble on, and that's okay because that's what the draft's about in my eyes. You do as much work as you can trying to figure it out, and then you bring them in and you roll the dice on them and you see what happens. And sometimes you get lucky and sometimes you don't. But this Steelers team, in my eyes, is going to revamp that wide receiver room. And I think if you're Mike Tomlin, you really got to get some control of the emotion. You really got to get some control of maybe the discipline. You hear these reporters talk about Mike's hard on them guys. I don't want to hear that. That's people that are super ultra connected to this football team, and they're going to say what they got to say. I'm just telling you. They spin the narrative the way they want it, guys. That's what I believe anyway. I may be wrong. and I may be totally off base, but I believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers put the narrative out there into the media, control that media room, and put what they want out there. And that's what I truly believe. We'll get back to the chat here. Steve Winters, what's up, Jason Steelers, Steve here. What's up, Steve? The Steelers got a lot of problems they need to fix. I don't know if this is going to be fixed in a year. It might take some time. And it may well, Steve. Welcome, man. I appreciate you watching. You left me a message yesterday, Steve, from down in North Myrtle. So, Steve, I remember my people, man, that come here and watch. I try to remember something about each one of you. I try to. It becomes hard the larger we get, but I try to. Yeah, we vacation down there quite a bit, so you might see me actually doing content down there. Maybe you could come over and say what's up next time we're down there vacationing, Steve. But yeah, this could take quite some time. One good thing about the Steelers is they do have a decent base. What's up? Let me see. What's up, Sean? Hey, I wanted to mention, too, I was going back through some of the chats. This is for all the moderators. Inger, I see Sean in there, TD. Sean, I'm going to remove you as a standard moderator, and I got to put you back in as a managing moderator. I forgot to do that. So I took your moderating powers for a second. Hold on. Add as moderator. That's what I wanted to do, guys. Sorry, I had to take care of a little business there. I had to make Sean the managing moderator. All right, Sean, play with that, buddy, and see what when you get a chance, and see what functions you have as the managing moderator. Okay, what's up, another Wombat? What's up, downtown John Broadway, Godzilla? I was going back through the chat. I want to remind all the moderators too. You can let people talk crap if they're not fans of certain teams. That's okay. Be very, very cautious on who you kick, who you delete. That will save you guys a little bit of hassle too. You don't have to be too crazy with it. Just if they're causing chaos or spamming, feel free, delete them. If it's a gray area, shoot a message onto there, and I'll try to look at it. I'll try to keep looking at it here, but you guys are awesome, and I appreciate you so much. I'm just trying to make sure we're even kill across the board each and every day on what we do. That way we can give the fans the best experience possible here at Mike Drop Sports. Again, guys, make sure you're double tapping that screen. Make sure you're liking the show, sharing the show, sending it out there to the YouTube algorithm. I'm your host, Jason, as always. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what the hell you're waiting for. Also, guys, I got confirmation today that we are going to have a guest, hopefully here soon. And it's somebody, again, that was connected. Last person ghosted me for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't think this person will. So we'll see. It's somebody very recognizable, again, inside of the Pittsburgh media atmosphere. Somebody actually, though, that I really enjoy listening to, that I find to be very honest. One of the ones that I think are very truthful in their analysis. They may not be like the biggest name person out there, but they are very truthful in their analysis, and I admire that. So hopefully we'll have that person on here next week. Logically, Fields being a younger man and has better potential in developing into a Steelers quarterback as how we can get him to learn this offseason. That's from downtown John Broadway. Guys, Justin Fields took leaps and bounds, and no one can argue that. That young man worked his ass off. He worked his tail off to try to be better, and you got to admire that. And you got to admire that as a fan, because that's somebody giving you everything they got. And he did that. He came from a situation that was dog shit. He came from a situation in which it was set up from instant, from the word go, from Jump Street, that he was going to fail there. In Chicago, period. Their management, their ownership is that of the Cleveland Browns, a complete fucking shit show. That's what it is. And Justin Fields came into Pittsburgh and understood what was going on and really busted his ass all summer. I went to training camp. I saw it. That young man worked his ass off. That young man took the opportunity that was given to him and spun it into a 4-2 record. That young man was criticized by me over and over again for his deficiencies at Chicago. but I witnessed a transformation from Justin. Was he there yet? No. But was he getting there? Was he making the moves? Was he making the strides in order to be a franchise quarterback? The answer to that question is abso-fucking-lutely, my friends. And that's why I think the Steelers should go and try to get him. Now, is he the long-term answer? I don't know. But I think it's worth, with the way the quarterback situation sits inside of this draft, I think it's worth to go out there right now with the exuberant amount of cap space that you'll have as the Pittsburgh Steelers will. I think it's wise to secure Justin Fields for 2 years and give him a 2-year tryout. But you can't do what you do to every other quarterback if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. You can't handicap them. You have to give him weapons. You have to open up the fucking offense. I don't want to cuss so much, man. I'm going to try to continue to curb that. But, man, guys, I got to be honest with you guys. These people, these coaches, and anyone telling you anything different, I think is a little bit crazy. These coaches handicap this roster. These coaches put this roster into a tailspin. And that is led by one Michael Tomlin, the clown show, the clown show himself. I feel like literally Mike Tomlin is driving that small little clown car and all the coordinators are hanging out of it. All the assistant coaches are hanging out of it. And Mike's just ripping through Pittsburgh 100 fucking mile an hour, man. Woo, I'm Mike. No one's going to fire you in Pittsburgh, baby. Free money up in here. Free money, yeah. That's what I think. That's what I picture when I picture Mike Tomlin. Tyreek said he wanted to go to the Ravens. I saw him say it in an interview. Yes, sir, go Ravens. Well, good for you guys. Tyreek Hill beats his kids, Inger. Just playing. He's an excellent ball player. It would be a good thing. Yeah, Froggy, we're going to add some more, buddy. So definitely we'll get you guys. And just because I wanted to say this about these moderators that are fans of other teams, that is fine here. And these guys are coming every day, busting their ass trying to help too. I made Sean the managing moderator so Sean can manage all that and do all that. Sean's been a part of the channel since basically day one. So Sean's going to help with that kind of stuff. And Sean's one of the few people that I trust. So definitely he's good to have in charge of things. So we'll let Sean do his thing there. And we're going to add some more moderators so Sean can have some guys and you know, keep that all lined up. And it don't matter if you're a fan of another team. We're here talking sports. We're here talking football. And we are one giant community of football fans. So it's awesome. But we'll get that going. Steve Winters, what's up? We did that. I did that. We did that. Sorry, Steve. I didn't want to reread the comment. Hold on. Oh, this chat, guys, it gets to me, man. Another wombat in the house. There's a lot of rumors starting to come out, even going back to last year. Guys, I said it too. And what another wombat says, rumors starting to come out. You're going to start to see so many things, man. And especially once you start to see these players go on to podcasts, go out there and get posed the tough questions. Honestly, I would love to have players on here and interview them. But this probably wouldn't be the place to come. Because I'm going to ask you really difficult questions. I would never throw somebody a layup. I would never just sit here and give you easy questions because you're famous, because you are a player. I would never kiss ass. I would if I have the opportunity to have a player on, I'm going to ask him the real questions because I think you deserve that. Because this franchise shits on you as a fan right now. By the sheer fact of keeping Mike Tomlin employed, they shit on you. That's all right. Yeah, just don't spam. It's all right, guys. If you guys only put your comment in once, I get to it a lot quicker. That's what I'm saying. Because then I'm not going through a bunch of different ones, you know? All right, guys, we need you to double tap that screen. We're always in a pursuit of 100 likes here on the live stream. I need you to do that for me. It's free. It's easy. It's cheap, guys. Double tap that screen. Hit that like button or 3 little white dots up in the right-hand corner of your screen as we are always kicking ass and taking names here at Mike Drop Sports and the show Steel City Live. Also, guys, I'm going to take a deep dive into the AFC playoff picture here a little bit later into the show. But again, I wanted to continue with this theme of there's trouble in Pittsburgh, guys. And when players from other teams are talking about it, there's some truth to it. These players from division rivals talking about it. They know people. These people are all intertwined, and don't think for 1 second that there isn't truth to this. Don't think Marlon Humphreys is out there just trying to create drama for a team that's no longer inside of the playoffs. He could give a fuck less about that. He was actually tiptoeing around that question, actually kind of avoiding giving the real answer. But he was trying to give you an answer without that. And this reminds me a lot of players around the league, guys, who tiptoe around things. They can't give you the real answer because they're afraid of the ramifications. They're afraid, and I don't blame them. You don't want to lose millions of dollars a year. That's your job. That's your livelihood. But that's where people like me come in. If you're a player out there and you're watching Mike Drop Sports and you got something you want to get off your mind, send it right in here, MikeDropSports@yahoo.com. I will go and deliver it. Deliver it without question. I don't care. I will put that news out there for you. I do not give a shit. That's why I always admire the people that are out there that are truthful, these podcast people or the people that work for the paper, the people that are beat writers for the Steelers. There's very few of them that I feel are real honest, and I'm going to say it. And this isn't trying to start a war with them or anything like that or badmouth them back and forth. That's not it at all. They're way bigger than me. They have way more fans than me. People believe the lies that usually are told. I'm going to come out here and tell you, I think the Steelers locker room is in complete and fucking utter disarray. I think that Pittsburgh Steelers building has been absolutely decimated by the cancer that is Mike Tomlin. I think that Pittsburgh Steelers culture has absolutely been wiped off the face of the fucking earth because of Mike Tomlin. I feel like the Pittsburgh Steelers aren't the Pittsburgh Steelers anymore. I feel like the AFC North isn't that AFC North that we know. It isn't. It isn't. They want it to be that black and blue division, but it's not. It's not. They talk about the physicality that the Steelers bring. That's every time the Steelers are on national TV, they talk about the physical nature of a Mike Tomlin football team. Do you see a physical nature to that football team? Do you see that football team being physical? Do you? No. It's all a bunch of bullshit. Oh, let's keep going. Coach Cowher was hard on his players also, but look how well they played. Yeah, there's a fine line you have to walk of being their friend and being their coach. Coaching is hard, and I'm not sitting here acting like it's not. I coach a youth team, and that is extremely difficult. Just dealing with the parents alone is extremely difficult, let alone dealing with professional athletes. And hey, Mike Tomlin, I give that to you. It's hard. It's difficult. I understand. But you can't be buddies with people. You are the fucking boss. You want to be buddies with somebody? Go be buddies with another head coach of another football team. There you go. When you want to be the man, you got to act like the man. You got to act like the boss. You can't go be buddy-buddy with Cam Hayward walking off the field talking about all this shit that you talk about. It feels like Cam Hayward's a coach or something. You can't have those relations. You can't. You can't. Hey, I don't think you saw my comment earlier, but I asked you. Yeah, man, I seen it, brother. I answered you. Doug P., ever notice when the heat is on Tomlin, the media starts to throw it somewhere else? Yes. Also, Froggy, I'm going to talk to Sean and see how many he wants to put in there because he's the managing moderator now. So I'm going to talk to Sean and see how many he wants to put in there and see how many people he wants to have, and then we'll fill out the roster for Sean. But this is, and I guys, all of you that have become moderators, I am absolutely humbled and grateful for you. Thank you. You don't have to do that, and I appreciate it very much. But we need to double tap that screen, guys. We gotta get those likes up. I need 8 more of you to hit that like button real quick. It's free. Double tap that screen. Let's get that like button up to 30 and then reach our goal of 100. We can do that every single day. Mike Drop Sports, do you think the Chiefs are gonna win? That's from Hoosier Man. I don't. I think they're going to stumble here. Probably in the AFC Championship game. I think they'll win their first playoff game. I think that they will do that. But I think the Chiefs are going to stumble. To be honest, I think this is the year of the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills with Josh Allen are armed and ready to roll. I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to have a very difficult time with the Buffalo Bills. I'm not saying the Ravens can't beat them because they can. They've proved that. But this is the playoffs. This is in Buffalo, in Orchard Park. And it's a big, big game. This is a big, big game. And Lamar typically just doesn't win those. But we'll see what happens. But if I were a betting man, I would say that it's going to be Bills, Chiefs, the 1-2 seed. AFC Championship game in Kansas City, and I think Josh Allen finally gets his redemption and beats Patrick Mahomes in the title game to go on to the Super Bowl. What happens after that? It's a coin flip, but that's what I think happens. Mike Tomlin needs to be fired. That's from B. Absolutely. Hoosier Man, the Super Bowl. I don't. Sean, I feel like Justin Fields will do great. I'm excited to see him back out there. Yeah, I would love to see it. Again, I just don't think you're going to find anything better this season. I just don't. You may. Maybe I'm not turning over a stone that I need to turn over. Maybe I'm not thinking about a trade or something that could possibly be executed. But I think if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, your smartest and safest bet right now would be to pursue Justin Fields. And that's why I hope our guest next week, hopefully, maybe even in the next couple weeks, hopefully that person can answer some of these questions because I'm going to pose some tough questions to them also. Danny George, hope the Steelers are smart and get some real coaches. Amen, Danny. Good to see you, brother. Yeah, Steve, I believe so. And everybody, again, wants to reinvent this wheel, man, and come up with all these things that the Steelers do wrong. I get that. But until you fix that coaching room, that coaching staff, you're going to have the same results no matter who is in that building. Why, guys? Because the schematics don't change. The fucking monster ego Mike Tomlin carries doesn't change. This thing continues to roll the way it does. And why do you think I was so accurate on picking the win-loss record for the Steelers this year? Why do you think I was damn near right there? What did I base that off of? Solely off of Mike Tomlin. Solely. That's it. Not about the roster. Not about anything. I based it solely on Mike Tomlin. That was it. Did I want to pick more? Did I want to be up there in the 13, 12, 14 win range? Absolutely. But I knew in my head, I just kept thinking, it's a Mike Tomlin football team. You can never pick more than 10. You can never pick more than 10. And that's why I said 10, maybe 11 wins. I thought it was either going to be one of those because you never know. You might squeak out one crazy one. But when you're dealing with Mike and you're dealing with the clown show, you're dealing with the big circus tent. This is what it is, guys. All right, I need 5 more of you to double tap that screen, hit that like button. It's absolutely free, costs you nothing. Let's get up to 40 likes, please. I'd appreciate that as we try to hit 100 like we do every day. Fast Eddie Ravens flock. John says Detroit Lions, Bay Area mobbing. I think the Lions are taking it this year. That would be a very good pick, Bay Area mobbing. Good to see you. Nick Steelers, what's up, man? B Ravens flock. You don't have to put Ravens flock in there 100 times, bro. I get it. Hold on, let me see where I was, man. You guys light up this chat. I love it. You guys are absolutely fucking awesome, man. Alex says Bills Mafia, go. Ooh, Bills. Inger, what does a standard moderator and managing moderator, what's the difference between them? Sean and I are trying to figure that out. I don't know. I think that's what Sean said in his next comment. I think that's what it is, and there can only be one managing moderator. And again, that'll always be Sean because he's been with me for day one, man. No, he means like sometimes when you add moderators, sometimes they'll like go crazy. You know what I mean? What Sean means, it's like a safeguard kind of deal. We got good moderators. You all do a very good job. I don't even know you, Ellis, that guy. I never add moderators, guys, if you are somebody that I've never seen before. You got to be a regular on the show if you're going to be a moderator. And a lot of regulars don't even want to be it, man. I tried to give Miss P moderator a long time ago. Miss P's just watching, man. She's an OG. But you got to be here for a while before and be really involved in the show and somebody that comes every day before you could ever be in that conversation. The American Voice. Here we go, Steelers. Alvapito Mendez. If the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to the Super Bowl, not this year, my friend. Ellis, Bucks are the best team when they lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Commanders. Guys, I like the Commanders. Anybody sleeping on Jaden Daniels, you better wake up. Jaden Daniels is that guy. He's going to be that guy. He's going to have the Commanders as perennial contenders each and every year. They will be in the playoff picture. Jaden Daniels is that guy. I told you in June. I told you when the draft was happening that the best quarterback out of this draft was going to be Jaden Daniels. Point blank, period. I feel the same way about Jerry from 1 star. If Houston Texans win one more game, Houston don't got a roster to win a Super Bowl, but definitely C.J. Stroud is that real deal, but it's not their year. Lindsay C., what's up? Lindsay in the house. I think it's crazy no coaches have been fired yet. I know it won't be Tomlin, but I expected someone to be fired. Everybody in that building, Lindsay, is a yes man. Everybody in that building has the same exact philosophy as Michael Tomlin. That's why you probably won't see a ton of changes. The changes you may see are going to be the little changes, you know. Maybe Mike Sullivan doesn't return as a passing game analyst or coordinator or whatever he is. Those types of changes. You won't see anything big. Guys, we're going to be real about this. You will not see a coordinator go unless they are a head coach somewhere. They will be there. They will stay. This coaching staff is going to perpetually look exactly the same way. This roster isn't going to be vastly different. It will be different because it's the NFL, but it won't be vastly different. Flipping plugs, Lions, Chiefs, Super Bowl, Chunkin' and Jivin' TV, Travis Hunter of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I would love that, man. Lions, Bills, Super Bowl, y'all getting Sam Darnold? No, Corvette mode. Mike, Sam Darnold needs to go sit somewhere. Yeah, I think Sam Darnold choked. He played really well, got his football team to a 14-2 record, and then absolutely fucking choked. Yeah, you can't do that. And again, there's a lot of quarterbacks that do really well inside of the regular season, can get you a solid record. But what was our theme of the show yesterday? It's not about stats. It's not about, the big name on the back of the jersey, that bright light guy. It's about a guy that can show up in the big moments. And I try to tell you guys that's what it's all about every single day. You want people that may not necessarily be setting the world on fire and breaking records as far as statistics, but guess what? You want people that show up in the big moments. That's what you're looking for, man. Oh, there's my boy, Too Evil to Hope, man. I got to read his comment now because he gave a super chat. Thank you, Too Evil to Hope. I appreciate you. Tomlin has never gotten a fair chance. A 5-year extension is fair. Kenny Pickett is required to fix the Steelers. This team is ready to go. Congratulations, Too Evil. You finally got me to read your comment. You're nuts, dude. You're nuts. For those of you who don't know, we always, Too Evil, Too Open, we have this little thing going here. But thank you, bro. I appreciate your super chat, man. Very much. I appreciate you coming into the show, too. Definitely. Thank you. All right, guys, 8 more of you. Double tap that screen, hit that like button. Also, 3 little white dots up in the right-hand corner of your screen. That will also get that like bar down there for you to hit. And it's free, guys. It's easy. And if you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. this is the place to be. Mike Drop Sports. Again, welcome to all the new subscribers each and every day. We have some new people join us, and we are welcoming you with open arms. Thank you for joining the conversation. Let's keep going. What's up, Miss P? Downtown. Why did it take so long for the world of the NFL to stop coddling Tomlin? The network's kissing his arse. Never wanted him. Ken Wisenhunt should have been promoted within. A lot of people thought that, and then Tomlin, he won with Cowher's players. He was able to get it done. He was able to do it. And that's, it started to build the legacy, started to build the lore of Mike Tomlin. And he has just shown his weaknesses over the years here. And that's definitely been what's happening. And now we've seen the true colors of Mike Tomlin. And I'm not sure why it took a lot of people to get on board, but it did. And I've definitely been pointing it out. Sean, when he's on, he's definitely been pointing it out. But Mike Tomlin's been bad for a while, and it's just, I don't know why people didn't really take on to that for a while. We don't get as many Mike Tomlin apologists as we used to. Steelers Lee coming in with the super chat. Thank you, Steelers Lee. A shot in the dark. Cowher is only 67, and his kids are grown. Just saying. Buddy, that would be amazing. But you know what? The only thing that would deter me from doing that, if it were me, is that Bill's been out for a long time, man. And, Bill's never closed the door about returning. He never has. But it's safe to say, if you were looking at it from my eyes, what I think is that Bill has a very great life. He has a very cushy job, an easy job for him to talk football, a very well-paying job. Coming back, he never has to worry about coming back and tarnishing his legacy in any way. He raised his beautiful family. His first wife, Kay, tragically died of skin cancer. And then he was able to find love again with V. And now he's built that family back up. And they have a tight-knit group. At least that's what it seems like. If you watch the Bill Cowher story, which you can find it on YouTube, maybe I could put the link in here when I find it later on. But it's a beautiful story, guys. It is. And Bill Cowher is set for life. And he's enjoying his grandkids, enjoying his new wife, enjoying his life. And I don't know if coming back to the Pittsburgh Steelers to save a franchise in which he left in great, great condition and handed the keys of a Ferrari to Mike Tomlin, who turned it into a clown car. I don't think he would be willing to do that, first and foremost. And second of all, I just don't see him leaving his wonderful life, for that matter. Thank you guys, though, again for the super chats. Much appreciated. Steeler Lee, 2 Evil, 2 Hope. Thank you for the early super chats. Definitely appreciate it, as we are about 30 minutes into the live show. That's here on Steel City Live, only on Mike Drop Sports. I'm your host, Jason. As always, each and every single day, we're diving in here. I need 6 more of you to hit that like button to get us up to 50. It is absolutely free to support your creators by hitting that like button. It sends us out into the YouTube algorithm, adding people to come into our conversation each and every single day. Black Belt Ben, would you do a trade Pickens for G. Wilson to pair with Justin Fields? I'm trading Pickens if it's me. Why? Because I think you can get a quality pick for him. And the Steelers don't have a ton of draft capital here in 2025. And I think getting rid of George Pickens, going out in free agency, adding a big-name wide receiver, I think T. Higgins has to be your main priority if you're the Pittsburgh Steelers. I think acquiring T. Higgins is an absolute must. I think also guys like Roman Wilson aren't forgotten on this roster. I think will eventually contribute. Calvin Austin took a giant leap. I also feel like the tight end room's good enough to compete. And I think if you're the Steelers, you go out there, trade GP, and find yourself another receiver in the draft, and also go out there in free agency and not only get T. Higgins, but possibly get a couple other role players, maybe a Christian Kirk, guys like that, guys that can come in and be contributors and really load up in that wide receiver room for 2025 and give Justin Fields the best chance he's ever had at succeeding. And I know a lot of you want to bash bash, though, the Steelers for not playing Justin because I was one of them there when they benched him. But I will say one good thing that might have came of this is that Justin Fields got a chance to reset. Justin Fields got a chance to work real hard, prove that he can do it, and reset all in the same time. And the Pittsburgh Steelers didn't have to give up a fourth-round pick for him. They basically paid nothing. They basically dug in their pocket, grabbed a handful of pocket lint, blew it over to the Chicago Bears, and they gifted them Justin Fields. That's kind of how it goes. Browns suck, Grasshopper. All right, guys, I need 2 more of you to hit that like button. It's free, guys. Double tap that screen. Hit that like button for me here on Steel City Live. Can I get one more? Let's get to 50, and then we'd only need 50 more for the last part of our show here, the last half hour, to get up there to 100 likes like we always try to do. Michi Williams, go Steelers, let's get it up. Jamie D, ACDC, flipping plugs. He's brought the Steelers to 6 playoff seasons in a row. Why you tripping? I'm a Jets fan. I have a reason to bitch and moan. That's fine for you, flipping plugs, but I'm a fucking winner, my friend. And the Steelers fan base as a whole is a group of winners, a group of fans that don't accept what you're talking about, a group of people that don't accept mediocrity, a group of people that don't want to just see you back into the playoffs and get your ass curb stomped in the first round. What do you mean bitching and moaning about pointing out the deficiencies of a man that should have never fucking been hired in the first place? Never, period. I'm not being rude, I'm telling you the truth. I don't care if you're a Jets fan. Jets suck. Sorry for you. This is all reality in which we live. I know people are soft and I might be offending you. I understand. But guess what? Don't root for the Jets. Then you don't have a reason to bitch and moan. This isn't bitching and moaning what I do. What I do is I dissect and analyze and give you the issues. And I'm not going to sit here and lie and make up issues that aren't true. Mike Tomlin is a cancer. Steeler Nation 412 coming in with the super chat. Justin Fields needs to be the starter in 2025. Thank you for the super chat, Steeler Nation 412. Much appreciated, my friend. Thank you very much. Yeah, I believe so too, man. I definitely believe so. And I really appreciate your super chat. The American Voice. Hold on, Steve Winters. Garrett Wilson would be a great addition. He would be. He would be. I think so too. I think you do anything necessary, Steve, if you're the Steelers front office to go out there and really load up that room. I think that helps in a big way. I think you unload Najee Harris, let him walk. You don't go out and try to bring him back unless it's really, really cheap. You go out there, find another back that fits into that zone run scheme of Arthur Smith, and really try to hit this thing head on in 2025. And if you're Mike Tomlin, check your ego at the door, allow things to settle down a little bit, and face the facts. The fan base hates you right now. The fan base wants you out. The fan base is calling for your head. I think it's time that you drop the ego and start to try to redeem yourself a little bit. And again, I don't want to turn every show into bashing Mike Tomlin, but I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that there's all these great issues, which there are. But it starts with one guy, and that's the common denominator, Michael Tomlin. All right, guys, I need 6 more of you to hit that like button for me to get up to 60. I'd truly appreciate it. The American Voice. We need a QB, and I think we can be more competitive and maybe giving the Chiefs a battle for the conference. I know that's a bold statement, but defense is strong. Running game is good, and Pickens. I don't look for Pickens to be here. The defense wasn't strong, and the running game wasn't good. I hate to be a realist, but that's the truth. The quarterback, honestly, Russell Wilson was about 13th down on the list of problems that the Steelers had going on during the season. Now, was he a problem? Yeah, he was. But he wasn't the biggest problem. Let's face the facts, guys. The Steelers' offensive line was relatively young, playing with a lot of guys that hit that wall. Mason McCormick, Zach Frazier, guys like that, Broderick Jones. I think they'll be way better as they get to play and work out their positions and things of that nature going into the future. I definitely think that'll be better. I think Jaylen Warren getting the lion's share of the carries, I think definitely makes the run game better, like you're saying there. And I think trading away George Pickens for high value draft capital, if you can get it, is the smart way to go. And having one good receiver isn't enough. You need to have a very talented room, man. Again, if you want Justin Fields to be able to succeed, you want him to be the quarterback, it has to be a room in which it is star-studded. Guys that can show up in a big moment. Guys that are playmakers, man. And you got to start trying to move the football a little bit and not be so predictable. Not run, pass. You can't live by the Mike Tomlin game plan of, hey, we're just going to try to minimize the time we're out there on the field so we can minimize the chance for a mistake. That philosophy doesn't work in today's NFL. All right, guys, 3 more. If you double tap that screen, hit that like button for me real quick, or hit those 3 little white dots up in the right-hand corner of your screen. Hit that drop-down box and hit the like. That sends us out into the YouTube algorithm. Also, it helps support the show. Thank you to all the super chats so far. Let's keep going. Flipping plugs. Watch your mouth, Steve. He's staying with the Jets for life. Garrett, I don't know what the Jets do, man. You guys are in you're in trouble there, man. You got some issues up there in New York, and I don't know if it's easily solved. And I think part of your problem up there in New York is this. You have the Steelers on one side of the spectrum that are overly loyal. Then you look at teams like the Jets, the Browns, teams like that aren't loyal enough. You know what I mean? That aren't able to understand growing pains, understand that you have to build something and you have to work at it for some length of time in order to be successful. And that's where I think that, a lot of these teams fail, All right, guys, 3 more. Double tap that screen. Hit that like button for us. Another super chat coming in. This one from Steelers Nation 412. A trade for Garrett Wilson. Keep Pickens and other big star wide receiver names for Fields. Yeah, I would. Dude, if you could do that, if you present that to the Jets, Steelers Nation 412, what if they would trade that heads up and a draft pick? I think that would be fair. Even heads up, in my opinion, would be fair. Because I don't think George Pickens has shown enough, in my eyes, to pay him top dollar wide receiver money. I just don't see it. And that might be the problem that you have trading George Pickens, Steelers Nation 412. When you trade him, these teams are going to have to instantly figure out how to sign him long term, and he's going to want big money. And he hasn't proven that he can be a number 1 guy, not because of his play on the field. Well, maybe kind of a little bit of his play on the field. He doesn't hustle every play. He doesn't give 100%. He walks and jogs a lot. So, yeah, a little bit of his on the field shit is still bad. And he's a bad person for that locker room, it seems like. So, I don't know. We'd have to see, but I'd love to have Garrett Wilson, man. I don't know if anybody's going to just trade up a big name wide receiver for George because, again, you have to sign him, and our team's willing to take that chance with his so-called behavior right now. Oh, thank you guys so very much again for the super chats. Thank you for getting us up to 60 likes so far here on the live stream. We're about 43 minutes in. If you're not subscribed, I don't know what you're waiting for. This is Steel City Live, baby, and Mike Drop Sports. It's the best channel in town, baby. Join it up. I don't know what you're waiting for again. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much. Robert Road in the house, one of our OGs. Dan Moore led the NFL with allowing 12 sacks. Broderick allowed 10. The tackle combo was the worst in the NFL. Yeah, that's an issue. That was an issue. And I want to ask this question, Robert, and definitely they were bad. How much of that comes down to Pat Meyer? How much of that comes down to the scheme and the combinations of what they're trying to do out there in terms of trying to execute the play calls? I'm curious. And how much of that, again, deals with Pat Meyer, and then how much of that comes down to Artie Smith and Pat Meyer working together as a cohesive unit in order to get the right schemes out there, in order to be effective, and utilize your personnel to help slow down and chip block and things of that nature to where your tackles aren't giving up so much. I'm not sure. Is Broderick out of position? That's another question you have to ask yourself. Does he need to be just left all the time? Will that make a difference with Fa'atanu on the right and Broderick on the left getting rid of Dan Moore? there's a lot of questions there. There's a lot of questions. And but again, I think the Steelers have a good problem in the offensive line room. And that is because I think they're very young, very cheap, and I think that they could be very, very good. But I think it takes a lot of time to get that unit to gel and to get them to come together. In my eyes, it takes at least 2 years. That's a group playing together. That's like my timeline. That third year, you should really start to see big things from them, because they're going to start to come together. All right, guys, we need 10 more likes to hit 70 likes here on the live stream. I need 10 of you to double tap that screen. It's absolutely free. The American Voice. Jets haven't been good since Broadway Joe. It's a long time. That's a lie, American Voice. They've been good under Rex Ryan. They played Pittsburgh in the AFC Championship game. I was at that game. It was cold as shit. And the Jets lost that game, but it was a good one. It was a good one. Oh, another super chat coming in. Little Yaya with the super chat. Thank you so much. Stop putting our players out of position. Broderick is a left tackle naturally. That's how Kevin Dotson became a top 5 guard after going back to right guard. We still have to build. We're almost there, just a bit more. I agree with you. And that's what I was mentioning up there when I was talking to Robert about his comment. I really feel you there, Yaya. I definitely do. I think the Steelers are right there in that line room. I think that offensive line group can be really, really good. And I think you are right. Sometimes you just got to let people play their natural position, and that's fine. I'm down for that. I want that. I promote that. But you hear Mike Tomlin often talk, little Yaya. You hear him talk all the time. I want Swiss Army knives. I want players that can do it all. I want players that are versatile. Sometimes that's fine, but it depends on the player, and it depends on, how many guys you got being Swiss Army knives on the fucking team, And that's what bugs me, I think, the most when we're talking about drafting players. We're talking about free agencies. And bringing players in. I want some players that are position specific, that are really good at their position, and let them play there. They don't have to just go to another position for the sake of Mike Tomlin speaking the word Swiss Army knife, But I definitely think that they are right there. And I definitely think a couple more tweaks, a couple more moves. I think that this offensive line could be really, really good. But what part of your comment was the most important was stop putting players out of their position and put them in their natural spots and allowing that to grow and blossom. And I think that's where the Steelers went wrong this season. I would have got rid of Dan Moore Jr. If he wouldn't have been willing to go to the right, I'd have said, sorry, we're done. We're parting ways. And I'd have figured it out. I'd have put Broderick where he was drafted to be. You've wasted 2 seasons now of Broderick Jones not being the left tackle for the sake of Dan Moore Jr. being over there. You went out and you got a natural tackle in Troy Fautanu that can play the right. And I just think that you should have just went with it and got him in his spot, man. I think you've wasted 2 years of his development. Dummy Winston, what's up? Pickens is the best player on the team. Maybe, athletically. George is always open. No. Thank you, Robert Rhodes. Sean Hollis. Most of those sacks were coverage sacks, not rushes giving up. That's from Sean. Steel 43, Pickens doesn't want to be here. He said it without saying it. Get rid of him. Yeah, you don't want to hold people in, man. You want to just let them go. If they don't want to be here, get rid of them. Robert Rhodes says Garrett Wilson might take a number 1 and a 2nd or 3rd round pick. It is not happening. Yeah, I don't know what the value of him is. You may be right, Robert. You know more about that stuff than me, especially at this point of the season. I haven't dove into that. But maybe, yeah, it could be too expensive. Absolutely. Just throw Georgie the damn ball. Yeah, but here's the thing. If you're George Pickens, you can't fucking jog. You can't half-ass plays. You can't just be that guy. You got to give 100% all the time, man. And I'm sorry. There is a real reason that the ball might not come to him. When you're fucking around and you're jogging and you're not busting your ass to get open, dude, what do you want the quarterback to do? That's my way of thinking. The Jets have Joe Namath jinx because if you look at their laundry list of QBs, it's just as bad as the Clowns. Yes, Cleveland Clowns. I agree, downtown. West Coast Berg, if team really wanted Pickens, he would have been gone earlier in the draft. Yeah, well, you know why people shied away from him, West Coast Berg, was the knee injury. That ACL injury was really concerning. The Steelers took a flyer on him, took a chance on him. And I think George has tremendous talent. I think George's problem's up here, and I think he's really dumb. I'm saying that honestly. That press conference where they asked him, are you optimistic about this offense moving forward? And he goes, nah. That man truly didn't know what optimistic meant. That's the truth. And I'm telling you that. Everybody wants to make it out to be something that it's not. That man is literally that stupid, and that's okay. It is what it is. Little Yah with another super chat. Thank you, Little Yah. Thank you so much. Broderick at left tackle was a beast, and at worst allowed 2 sacks, and GP needs to mature, but he needs a shorter leash as well. I love him, but he needs to grow. I 1,000% agree with your comment, Little Yaya. 1,000%. He needs to grow. I agree. Broderick, I think, needs to be at left tackle, absolutely. But George is a unique situation. But yet, again, it's kind of not. It's one of those situations in which you've seen this so-called diva mentality from receivers all over the league, over and over. And you wonder why it's left to go on. I don't know. If Mike Tomlin has that much control in that building, if he's that much of an authoritarian, a disciplinarian, why do players continually do this on this football team? You had Deontay Johnson acting like this. George acted like this last year. Continued to act like it this year. AB went off the rails, There's Le'Veon Bell. You had so many players that have acted stupid. LeGarrette Blount. The list goes to Santonio Holmes. You've had people over and over and over act stupid for Mike Tomlin, and you wonder why. These guys are given the opportunity to make a billion dollars, man. And some of them don't give a shit. They waste that opportunity. And you just wonder if Mike Tomlin is such a motivator of men and such a good disciplinarian and such a big name that can control the locker room, why are there so many issues? And why are all these stories emerging? That's my question. All right, guys, make sure you're double tapping that screen. I need 6 more of you to double tap that screen real quick, like for me here on Steel City Live. I'm your host, Jason, as always, and we are only on Mic Drop Sports each and every single day, my friends. We truly, truly appreciate that. Let's continue through. Zach Curry has seen a play against the Ravens. Last weekend, both guards pulled and went opposite ways. I wanted to punch a hole in the wall. Just joking. I like pulling, man. I'm a puller. I love that. I love that style. I love guards getting out there and being athletic. I love when the Steelers used to be really known for the center getting out there and pulling and being part of that. I love that. I really, really love that part of the game. I think it really diversifies the offensive line in a way that's unique. And the more pulling, the better, if you ask me. Ron, man, the O-line can't run or pass block. West Coast Berg, we did that. Thomas Warrington, good evening, my friend. Daniel Rodriguez, what's up, my friend? Sean Hollis. Zach Frazier, PFF, ranked him in the top 25% of centers in the NFL. Oh, I know who you are, Sean. You're the Thomas Breeze, I thought, on there. Did you change your name? I see your profile picture. I thought you changed. Maybe you did. Sometimes it might change your stuff. I know you guys change your name sometimes. But yeah, Zach was a beast, man. Again, I really feel like he's going to continue this path of being really, really good and being a top guy. Zach Curry, that's so true. Tomlin is known for that. Downtown, the Jets have the Joe Namath jinx. We did that one already. Damn, where were you at, Sean? Sorry, there he is. Yeah, I don't know why they kept moving everyone around. I don't understand it either. I think you got to have continuity, man. Zach Curry, Zach Frazier is good, but we need more than one guy blocking. Absolutely, you got to have a whole unit. Let me get a drink. Guys, the offensive line is a group in which has to be a cohesive unit. That is one of the most, if not in my eyes, the most important spot on the field is the trenches. I think it all starts there. I think it all ends there. I think everything surrounds the trenches. And that's a group in which team means more than anything, man. They have to be cohesive. They have to understand what each other's going to do. They have to know each other's assignments. They have to be able to recognize and decipher defensive fronts. They have to really, really be effective, each and every one of them. And one weak link really hurts them. And it's hard to hide people on the O-line. Trust me, I know I coach football. Double tap that screen, guys. I need one more of you to hit 70 likes here real quick on the live stream. I'd appreciate it. Let's get to 70. We're almost to 100. Thank you for that 70th like. I appreciate it. Downtown, I believe we need Ohio State linemen, Ohio players. We've done so very well when we draft Ohio guys. I don't mind Ohio State guys. They get good people. Colton Sabra. They look here. Hey, look here. Detroit Lions got this year, buddy. Well, good luck to you guys. I wish you nothing but the best. What was going on with Dan Moore and Mike Tomlin, The Verge? I don't know what was going on with them. Guys, I watched Hard Knocks 2 episodes and haven't watched it since. I don't buy the bullshit. I don't buy the propping up of Mike Tomlin. I just don't buy it, and I refuse to watch it. It's not doing nothing for me. It's not doing nothing for anybody. It's, I don't know, building an ego of somebody that don't need their ego built. Terry Lawrence, who day Joe Burrow's your daddy? Who day is the dumbest saying in sports. Please don't say it in my chat because you're embarrassing yourself. Who day is the worst phrase in all of sports. I've said that many times on this show. I'll die on that hill. You look ridiculous when you say it. You're a laughing stock when you say who day. Everybody makes fun of you, and I wouldn't say it at all because you look really, really dumb. Zach Curry, your daddy didn't make the playoffs. Yes, exactly. That's how Georgie lulls them to sleep. No, that's how Georgie is lazy. That's how Georgie is stupid. That's how Georgie is somebody that is a hindrance of this football team. Sadly, that's what it is. Maybe we can get T. Higgins. Not. He wants a real quarterback to throw him the ball. Hell yeah, I'd want to stay with Joe Burrow too. But they ain't going to pay all that money there. That's the thing. Sports and Bourbon at Terry Lawrence. Who day sucks, dude. Quit saying that, please. You look ridiculous. We all make fun of you. Sorry, guys. Sometimes that freezes, man. I don't know why. Again, who day is the stupidest thing. I feel dumb even saying it when you put it in the comments. I'm going to just do this, guys. We now have a ban on Who Day in this chat. I can't repeat it. I won't say it. If you put it in our comments, we're just going to pass it by. You don't have to delete it, moderators, but I'm not going to, I can't acknowledge it anymore. Robert Rowe, Dotson is a mauler, and the zone blocking scheme doesn't fit him at all. Playing on his natural side is big, but the Rams did away with the zone blocking scheme to get the most out of who they had. Yeah, that's another valuable point that Robert brings up there, guys, also. The zone run scheme that Arthur Smith is trying to put out there is definitely one in which you have to play to your personnel strengths, and you have to have the personnel that are able to do it. And it's a little bit different. And we've went over it. We'll go over it again this summer, especially if Arthur Smith is going to be back. We'll go over how zone run scheme works. We always do that. We always break down schematics in the summer. We always try to give people a little bit of an idea into what's going on. I don't know it all, but with the knowledgeable fans that we have inside of the chat, we all come together as a collective and we really try to break it down, the nuts and bolts. I call this die hard season, when the fans are out there that are talking football in June, May. Those are the diehards, man, and I love it. What, bud?
Mom's trying to get a hold of you.
Why? Tell her I'm on my show. I'll get off in a minute. All right, guys. I'm going to get off here. My wife's trying to get a hold of me, so I'm going to get off here, and I will catch you all tomorrow. But again, thank you all so much. Thank you all for the super chats. That was my son that just came in, telling me my wife was trying to get a hold of me. So I am going to bust up out of here, and I am going to see you all tomorrow on the live stream. And I will record a daily upload tomorrow, guys. I keep just pushing it off, but I will do that tonight. I will record it tonight so it's out first thing in the morning. Again, welcome to all the new subscribers. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for 75 likes in the live stream right now. And thank you to everybody that viewed each and every second of this show. I appreciate you. And we will see you all again tomorrow, man. Peace out, guys. See you on the next one. Thank you so very much.